There's a moment every gardener knows too well, the frustration of soil that feels tired, compacted, or just asleep. But what if the solution to waking that soil up fast, truly fast, has been sitting in your kitchen this whole time? The simple combination of baker's yeast, sugar, and warm water can jolt your soil's microbial life awake within 24 to 48 hours, and the transformation is something you can feel with your own hands. This isn't folklore. It's a real microbial ignition technique that home gardeners and researchers alike have seen measurable results from, and today on Crop Corner, I'm going to show you exactly how to use it to supercharge your soil's biology practically overnight. Healthy soil is alive. It breathes, digests, breaks down organic matter, and feeds your plants. But even good soil can fall dormant during long dry spells, off-seasons, or after heavy rains that wash oxygen out of the ground. Microbes simply go quiet. What the yeast trick does is hand those microbes a sudden burst of energy, an immediate access point to label carbon, so they switch from sleep mode to full activity in a matter of hours. When you mix active dry yeast with sugar and warm water, the yeast begins consuming that sugar and producing carbon dioxide, ethanol, and tiny organic compounds. These become instant food sources for the microbes already in your soil. Dormant microbes sense the energy and begin respiring, multiplying, and producing the enzymes that start breaking down organic matter again. In practical terms, this means softer soil, faster root activation, and a noticeable jump in biological activity, especially early in the growing season. But there's something important to keep in mind. This method is not fertilizer. It does not replace compost or balance nutrients. Think of yeast as the spark, not the fuel. You're waking up the soil life so it can process whatever organic matter or fertilizers you're already giving it. This makes the yeast trick perfect for gardeners who are preparing beds for planting, reviving tired soil, or just wanting to give their microbial community a strong start. To apply this method effectively, you need the exact mixture and the proper timing. For a standard 10 square meter vegetable bed, start by preparing your microbial starter. Add 10 grams of active dry baker's yeast, which is usually 1 small packet, to 50 grams of white sugar, that's roughly 4 tablespoons. Mix them into 2 liters of lukewarm water, between 30 and 40 degrees Celsius. The warmth dissolves the sugar and activates the yeast without harming it. Give it a gentle swirl and let it sit for 15 to 30 minutes. When it foams on top, you know the microbes are alive and ready. Next, dilute that starter with 18 liters of cool water to reach a total of 20 liters. This creates a safe, effective concentration, strong enough to activate microbes, but gentle enough not to overwhelm the soil ecosystem. Apply at a rate of 2 liters per square meter, which perfectly matches a 10 square meter garden bed. If you're treating a smaller or larger area, simply scale the recipe proportionally. Before you pour it on, lightly loosen the top 2 to 5 centimeters of soil to make sure the mixture can absorb evenly. If the soil is bone dry, lightly moisten it first so the microbes can wake up properly. Pour or sprinkle your diluted mixture slowly, giving the soil time to drink it in. You can use a watering can, a hose end sprayer, or even a bucket. Whatever gets the job done with slow, steady distribution. Within the next day or two, the invisible activity beneath the surface will shift. Even without any fancy lab equipment, gardeners often notice changes. Soil becomes more crumbly, seedlings root more quickly, and early growth just feels more vigorous. The yeast mixture sends a biochemical signal that conditions are favorable, and, well, microbes respond immediately. If you want to measure the results scientifically, there are options for that too. Some gardeners use simple carbon dioxide measurement kits or classroom-grade respiration sensors to track carbon dioxide flux before and after application. A noticeable rise within 24 to 48 hours confirms that your microbial population has surged into action. But even without sensors, you can run a home experiment using paired pots. Treat one with the yeast solution and leave the other untreated. Plant fast germinating seeds like radish or cress and watch for differences in root speed, soil softness, and early vigor. Photograph your progress at 0, 24, and 48 hours, and again after 1 week. You'll see the difference. Of course, like any gardening method, this microbial kickstart works best under the right conditions. Avoid overloading the mixture with sugar, which can encourage the wrong microbial balance. Don't apply undiluted concentrate directly onto seedlings, and avoid using the yeast solution on waterlogged or anaerobic soil. Microbes need oxygen to respond well, and waterlogged conditions can do more harm than good. Also, skip extremely hot, dry days when soil microbes slow down naturally. Instead, use this method during active growing seasons or mild weather, ideally when soil is moist but not saturated. If you ever notice there's no foam in your yeast starter, it probably means the yeast wasn't alive. Go ahead and replace it, and check your water temperature. It might have been too hot and killed off the microbe culture. And if you see little to no effect in your garden after application, well, the soil might just be too dry, too cold, or maybe it's lacking in organic matter for the microbes to really get going. This trick works best as part of a garden that already gets compost or has well-managed fertility. Any leftover yeast concentrate can be refrigerated for up to 24 hours, but honestly, it's always best when fresh. After that point, the fermentation process slows, and the microbial activity is just not as reliable. If needed, just scale down the recipe so you don't waste materials. The true strength of this method is its simplicity. In just a few steps, mixing yeast, sugar, and warm water, you create a powerful microbial stimulant that wakes your soil up fast. Within a day or two, you can literally measure changes in soil respiration. Your plants respond with quicker early root development, and your soil structure becomes livelier and easier to work with. Microbial stimulation is one of the most underrated aspects of modern gardening. While we often focus on fertilizers, amendments, and pH, the living force in the soil is what makes everything else possible. By giving microbes a quick shot of energy, you activate the entire soil ecosystem. This yeast trick is inexpensive, natural, safe, and surprisingly effective. And when used alongside compost and proper care, it becomes an evergreen technique you can rely on year after year. Give this method a try on your next planting bed or vegetable patch, and watch what happens. You might be shocked at how quickly your soil wakes up and how strongly your plants respond. And if this guide helped, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Crop Corner for more truly valuable evergreen gardening techniques that keep your garden thriving.